Hey, for this video we're installing our Xpel armor protection for the top surface of the rear bumper on your Cybertruck. So in total 5 pieces, 2 sort of L-shaped pieces to cover these large areas, this center area and the 2 side panels. In the box you get these pieces, so as I mentioned 5 pieces in total. It's pretty obvious where they go, but we put some guidance on here as well. You also get a squeegee to help with the application. But other than that, this particular job should take you no more than 10 minutes maybe. So I'm going to roll the truck out now. We'll do the install outside where the light is a bit better so you can get an idea on how to do it. We will be offering an expanded kit for the entirety of the rear bumper, and same on the front, just kind of top surfaces or the entire coverage. And of course we already have this for our wheel trims, we have some for the door sills and the truck bed surround up here. With that said, let's get outside, get it installed. Okay, first thing we're going to do is just wipe down the surfaces. These are pretty clean. The truck itself is clean at the moment, so all I've got on here is just some dust from just being outside with it. So I'm just going to spray it down with some isopropyl alcohol. Depending on how you've been treating your bumpers, if you've been treating them with something to keep them black, then please use enough of this to kind of get rid of any of the waxy sort of residue that leaves behind. All of those coatings typically have a wax or an oil in them because that's what makes the plastic black again. So we want to make sure that that's generally off. But I will say that the product we're using, the Xpel armor, it's very sticky. It's also very easy to remove and redo if you need to. So we're not looking for absolute perfection. This isn't like a, like this kind of PPF where you do need to really prep the surface very well. So just a quick clean for us will do it. And then I'll start with this centerpiece just to kind of get my eye in, just waiting for the alcohol to flash off a little bit more. And then we'll do the other sections. Now I'm worrying about this front edge first, and with all of these pieces of armor protection, we just want to make sure it's not on the radius, on the turn or the soft curve on all of these sides, because if you do that then it'll lift and you'll get dirt trapped underneath there. So that's kind of what my focus is as I'm installing this, and obviously just getting it in the right spot. So I'm looking over on the right side and bringing it across. Oops, try again. Okay, once I've got that front edge in, I'm just going to let that kind of sit back. Use the squeegee. You don't need the squeegee as such, but it just helps ensure that you're applying firm, even pressure across the whole surface. Just work that to the back. And do focus on making sure there's no air bubbles. Kind of run your hand across it. You should be able to feel them pretty easily. But again, if you squeegeed properly, then you'll be absolutely fine. All right, I guess while we're down here, we're going to do these 2 side pieces. So this one's obviously small, it's quite easy to position. So I'm just looking along that top edge. Always focus on the edge that everyone's going to see, because that's the one we really want to make sure is good. So I'm trying to do this a bit weirdly because of the angle of the camera as well. That is good. Oops, peel that back again. Just want to make sure that's sitting flat. Like so. Okay, other side. It's the same thing, looking at that top edge and the edge nearest me. And you have some easy kind of guidance here because this little cutout here is sort of aligned as well, so really very easy to position these smaller pieces. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, next up we're doing this sort of L-shaped section on the right. This is the large one-piece section, so you do need to be a little careful that you don't stick it to itself. So I'm just going to get it basically positioned. I'm sort of going to hold this side over like this. Get this back edge done first. Let that kind of hang over there somewhere. So it's very, very sticky. So there we go. So I'm going to kind of travel it in. That's better. Looking at this front edge. That's all we care about right now, because if we get that in the right spot, then everything else will get lined up nicely. Let's come a little further this way. Okay, so I'm good with that. So I'm just going to lift this back section just so it's not catching. Pull that to the back over this side. So we're good on this side now. Now I just need to lift this, sort of get this out the way, this sort of dog leg. But you can keep it lined up. Get this bit down here. Okay, so now let's just work this piece out, make sure we're all good. If you get down where I am now, you can see in the light very easily any bubbles that are hiding from you. You can hear that one I just worked out. So this is a good angle to be at, just to make sure that we've got the bubbles out. There's a giant one over here, which hopefully the camera's getting right here. So we're just going to peel this back and release that. So finally, just this section here. So we're looking down this edge, let's keep it straight all the way down, like so. Make sure we're not kinking anything, which we're not. And just bring that back, and then this last bit sort of just snugs up next to the wheel flare trim. Okay, last section, the left side trim. I think you've probably got the hang of it by now. Bring this down here. Ideally, you probably don't want to do this outside. I'm doing it outside for lighting more than anything else, but if it catches in the wind, then there's a chance it'll stick to itself, which is fine. You know, you can unstick it. It's not, again, it's definitely not the end of the world, but you want to avoid frustration if you can. So I'm sort of steering it with my right hand to make sure we're in the right spot. This, for me, this is going to be a bit weird. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but we had a little snafu with Cybertruck versus garage opening a few months ago. So my rear bumper shape on this side is just a little bit unusual. Okay, got that. Let's come down this side again, kind of steering it with my right hand, left hand, my other right hand, just to make sure we're straight on this edge. Place that down and then grab the squeegee. And there you have it. That's how you install the top surface for the rear bumper.